Hello everyone, I'm back with another art tutorial and today we'll be painting an aesthetic riverside. On the center part of the river here, I'm first using lemon yellow. I'll also add some white to it to make it lighter. Next to it, I'm using a mixture of white and violet in the ratio 1:1. Blend the edges of these two colors using a wet brush. Simply brush it over and it will blend automatically because of the water. When you're using your brush on the purple side, do not take it directly to the yellow side. Always wash it and then take it to the lighter shade. I added some more white to the last shade we had made and made an even lighter shade of purple. Here I'm using a mixture of Prussian blue and dark green in the ratio 1:1. Blend the edges of the two colors once again using the same technique as we did before. That is, by using a semi-wet brush. Simply brush over the edge. Here I'm using a mixture of lemon yellow and white in the ratio 1:1 and also the lighter shade of purple we had made. I blended the edge of the two colors using the previous technique. Here I'm using an olive greenish kind of grey for the bridge. Added grey on the lower side and mixed some white to it to make it look lighter. Some details using olive green. Here I'm using a mixture of Prussian blue and dark green in the ratio 1:2. This will give you a very dark shade of green. This will be our base coat for the land area here. I mixed some white to the previous shade and made a lighter shade. Here I'm using light green. I mixed some yellow to this shade. For the grass, I'm using olive green. I'm using my detail brush with very light pressure in the upward direction. For a lighter shade, I mixed olive green and light green and made some more grass with it. On the land areas behind, I used all the shades of green we had made earlier. For the trees far away, I'm using a mixture of light and dark green in the ratio 1:1. I'm using this shade in very thin consistency. After you have painted the trees, I'm simply blending a little green onto the background area using a wet brush. Just wet your brush and move it over there. The shade will come out of the trees and blend into the background. Here for some plants, I'm using a mixture of white and light green in the ratio 1:1. For some flowers, I'm first using a mixture of white and pink. This will give you a pastel pink kind of shade. Now I'm using a pastel violet shade which I made by mixing white and violet in the ratio 1:1. Then I mixed white and light blue to give us a pastel blue kind of shade. And finally some lemon yellow. Now on these flowers, for the highlights, I'll be using the darker shades respectively. Like on pastel pink here, I'm using a darker shade of pink. Similarly, on the pastel purple, I'm using purple directly. And on the pastel blue, I'm using light blue directly. Now, I'm using some black to paint some leaves and thin stems on the upper side of the sheet. Now for some highlights on these leaves, I'm using dark green. Using a very little amount on all the leaves to create some highlights. Next, I'm using a lighter shade which I made by mixing olive and light green in the ratio 1:1. Now for the floating leaves on the river, I'm using dark green. For the highlights in these leaves, I'm using a mixture of olive and light green. You can add some yellow to it to make it lighter. Now making some flowers on these leaves using white. Now in the centers of these flowers I'm used yellow. Peel the masking tape off after your painting has become dry. Here you are with your painting of an aesthetic riverside. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Also, if you recreate this, you can send it to me on my Instagram handle, link for which is given in the description. Thank you for watching.